I'd like to talk to you briefly about lighting and composition. So let's talk about lighting first, because lighting is the most important way to make your videos look professional. The first thing to remember is that soft light is better than hard light. So on the left you have hard light, lots of shadows, lots of sharp shadows, and they're really off-putting. They make the subject look less, you know, less likable, to be honest. On the right, we have soft light that's diffused a little bit. It's not direct light. And you have lots fewer sharp-edged shadows. Everything's more evenly lit uh, and a lot nicer to look at. So you always want to try to have soft lighting. So how do you get soft lighting? Well, one of the easiest ways is to make sure you use good location in your room. So look at where the window is. And then think hard about where you put your subject and where you put your camera. You always want to put the subject facing the window and the camera between the subject and the window facing the subject, of course. So that way you're always getting the light hitting the subject directly. Because the light is the right direction, you'll see something like the middle picture here where you have the subject fully lit and not like the one on the right, which is the subject being lit from off to the side, or the one on the left where the subject's actually being lit from below, which is really creepy looking. But if you get that light coming from the window shining directly on the subject, it's going to look a lot better. Now, you do need to be careful about that because you could have direct sunlight coming in the window, and that's bad because, again, that's going to get you those sharp shadows. So if you do have a room where the sun's streaming directly in, you're going to try to do something to make that light softer, to diffuse that light. White curtains are great, or something like that, or you may need to rearrange the room again, thinking about that direction to get the light not shining directly on the subject. Look around at the rooms you're going to be using, whether it's in your home or whether it's at school, and try to find a location that has good light. Look around the rooms you have and just kind of take notice of the light every day and see sort of what it looks like at different times of the day. Because as we said, morning and evening light look different. This is the same room at 3 different times of the day. You have morning, midday, and then evening. So the light's always going to be different. So take note of when the light looks particularly good and try to make that your filming time. So we've talked about lighting a little bit. I want to talk about composition and shooting. First thing I want to talk about with composition is negative space. Negative space means there's nothing in that part of the frame. So if you'll look, we have a lot of negative space around the sky on the left. We tend to want to center things up when we're shooting, but that's not always good. You don't want to see what's going on above this guy's head. Instead, you want to frame it up more like the one on the right, where there's just a little bit of space above his head and you've got more of the subject in the frame. So don't always put the subject directly in the center up and down in the frame. A final thing about composition: horizontal, not vertical. In other words, turn your phone sideways. You don't want to record up and down because the devices your students are usually going to be using are laptop style devices, and those have a horizontal screen. So you want the video to take up as much room as possible on their screen. A good way to remember this is this nice puppy. You don't want to squeeze the puppy down like on the top. You want to see more of the puppy like on the bottom. So make sure you're filming horizontally, not vertically. Thank you.